Make sure we're live.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Up here.
Mark is to start.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, the problem is the live streaming it's recording, but it's not going out on the live feed. I don't know what we can do on that right at this point. But the meeting's being recorded on our side, so we're fine there. I don't know what we want to do.
Do you want us to log out and log back in?
No, that has nothing to do. This has to do with YouTube. If you want to give me one,
Okay.
yeah, give me a second.
JC,
Yes.
is Tim Day on? I don't see. Are you on?
Tim is going to be joining in a little bit. He has from his previous job up in Melbourne Beach, there was a lawsuit and he has a deposition right now at this time, but I think I see him right there.
Oh, okay, good.
Here,
Oh, there
we're
he is.
here.
Hey, there's
I'm here with
Tim.
the Vice
Hi.
Mayor. How you doing? Here with the Vice Mayor. Yep. Public Works is fine and dandy. And we have, okay. Smile, Mary. Go on, Mary. Okay, we're here. Ready to go.
It's not streaming right now. I don't know what we can do. It's still recording the meeting. The meeting is being recorded. If you want to give me a couple more minutes, I definitely will take a look at it. All right,
Okay.
give me a couple more minutes.
Mark, there's a 15-second delay, but it is streaming.
Okay, then we're good then. Because it shows it going out. I'm just, for some reason, I'm getting a blank screen, but okay. If you're seeing it, then we are good. You can start the meeting, Mayor. We're recording.
I think she's on mute.
No problem.
Okay, Madam
Yeah.
Mayor.
We can start the meeting, Mayor.
I think she went into the other.
I think she left. You might want to see where she's at. Maybe you can get Joy to reach out to her.
I don't know.
What did I miss? Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am, we are ready.
Okay, perfect. All right, Town of Pembroke Park Special Commission meeting Thursday, June 25th, 2020 at 12:00 p.m. Virtual instructions. Notice is hereby given that the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida will hold a virtual regular meeting utilizing communication media technology in accordance with Governor DeSantis' executive order dated March 20th, 2020 pertaining to conducting local government meetings while under the health advisory related to the spread of novel coronavirus 2019. Town Hall is closed to the public. This is a special meeting Thursday, June 25th, 2020 at 12:00 p.m. Public access to this virtual meeting can be accomplished as follows. You can dial in using your telephone at 1-866-899-4679. That's 1-866-899-4679, or you can call 1-571-317-3117. That's 1-571-317-3117. The access code is 115-686-501. That's 115-686-501. During the meeting, you can submit a text or voicemail to 954-707-9820. That's 954-707-9820. Any member of the public wishing to comment publicly on any matter, including on items on the agenda, may submit their comments by email to the Deputy Town Clerk at townclerk@townofpembrokepark.com. All comments submitted by email that if read orally or 3 minutes or less shall be read into the record. All comments submitted by email shall be made part of the public record. If any member of the public requires additional information about this Town Commission meeting or any questions about how to submit a public comment at the meeting, please contact Marlon Martell, Town of Pembroke Park, 3150 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida, 33023. You can call her at 954-966-4600. That's 954-966-4600, extension 235. With that, we're going to call this meeting to order. Whew, geez, that was a lot. Howard, oh, whose flag are we using? Gina's or Howard's? Pick a flag.
My flag, it's got the sunflowers.
I can use mine.
Let's go.
Okay, everyone's ready?
Ready.
Okay, so let me hold this up. Oh, all right, that would help us out. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
United
America
States of America.
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with
with
liberty
and
and justice for all.
for all.
Roll call, please.
Okay.
You touched it.
No, it's sort of a sloop.
Commissioner Cohen,
Here.
Commissioner DeVille,
Here.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs. Clerk Commissioner Jacobs. Vice Mayor Clark,
Here.
Mayor Mohammed.
Here. Number 5, additions, deletions, or withdrawals to the agenda. Does anyone other than myself have an addition to the agenda?
Mayor, if I could please read out, if everyone could mute their phones, please, or devices. If I could read out some of the items that came forth after the agenda was published. But these items are not new items. It was supporting documents that just came forth. On item 7A, there was a revision of the bills over 500, which was uploaded. 8B was information about the town manager's contract, a letter submitted to yourself and to the and a draft contract to go with it from Spellman. Number 9A and 9B, those were the resolutions for site plan, and those were uploaded as well. 10C was the revised resolution for the grant. It was originally uploaded as an architectural RFP, and we changed it, or I should say, Town Attorney Ryan changed it to general contractor. And 10C is a resolution for the building department to have an advisory board. All those items were uploaded prior to today. They were uploaded yesterday, and I just wanted to make you aware of it. None of the items are added. They're only the supporting documents were added. I'm finished. And Clerk Commissioner, are you there now?
Yes, I believe he's unmuted.
Yeah, you had muted him, so he's unmuted now. Clerk Commissioner, are you there?
Unless he changed phones and he dropped, but
Okay,
Hold on, let me unmute.
he just texted me that he's here, so that's just why I want to put it on the record.
Okay, it
Mr.
just said
Jacob?
unmuted, so that's me. I'm
Okay,
here.
all right.
perfect. That's all, Mayor.
We're good.
Mayor,
Sorry.
if you're talking, we
Sorry about-
can't hear you. Oh,
Okay, so okay, got it. Sorry about that. So I'm asking that attorney's fees be paid for myself pursuant to the town ordinance 18-10-03 to provide upon approval by the town commission for the retention of an outside attorney to be paid on a monthly basis to the agenda. Because I've been requested to go into the OIG's office. And
And
so I'm sorry, what?
Okay, I want to know, can you explain this to me? Because this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
What, that I've been asked to come back into the OIG's office again?
Let's first, excuse me, Commissioner Cohen, let's go ahead and add or delete the items to the agenda. And then once they're on the agenda or removed, then we'll have discussion when those items come up, please.
Well, I have a question, Chris. If she's being asked to go to, for attorney fees,
Well,
don't
right
you?
now she's just asking to add it to the agenda. So if we can add
Okay,
it to the agenda and then address it when it comes up, please.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay. So does anyone else have anything they wish to add?
Nope.
No? So then I'll entertain a motion to accept the amended agenda.
Motion to adopt or motion, I make a motion that we accept the amended agenda.
I second.
Roll call. Marlon, are you muted?
Yes, I was. I apologize. Commissioner Cohen,
No.
Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Commissioner, Clerk Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes. Okay. Marlon, are there any public comments?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking through them right now. No, Mayor, I have no public comments.
Okay, thank you. All right, so then we're gonna go on to number 7, Finance Department, bills over 500. Does anyone have any questions? Then I'll entertain a motion to accept the bills over 500.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bills over 500.
A second.
I'm gonna ask just for discussion, just with Mark for 1 second, just because I see that we paid $742 for the website to be updated for the 2020 census. And so I kind of want to know, where are we with getting our new website done?
Say that again? You're breaking up. The new website, I heard.
Yes. Where are we at with that?
We're at the point where they are building the infrastructure on the back end. I sent an email out actually this morning asking the contacts for an update. I haven't gotten it back yet. I'm hoping by next week or the week after at the latest, we're going to have a meeting. I was going to go over with JC, get department heads involved, and so they could show us how the layout.
Mark, are you there?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm there. Hold on. Oh, wait.
Is everyone frozen?
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. No, it had everything froze up and I didn't hear anything. Okay.
Oh, no problem. So I'm waiting to hear
Okay,
back.
so
from
I
the
missed a little bit of what you said. If you could please repeat.
Yeah, no problem. I put an email out this morning to the company
Can you?
to get an update. I'm hoping with next week or 2 weeks we can schedule a meeting with everybody so they can see how it's working, the infrastructure that's being built out, and then we can give our input, and then we can go on to adding the content phase, which I'd like to get done sooner rather than later. I've spoken with JC about that. I know he spoke to the department heads to start getting content ready. I've also brought it up to everybody. So as soon as we can enter in the content, that'll be done with that phase, and then we can finalize it. But yes, JC.
No, Mayor, if I can just touch on what Mark is saying, and I didn't mean to cut in there, Mark. The website, I saw the I guess the initial design, and it looks great. It really does look great. The hardest part, the most difficult part, or the most lengthy part is getting the content up there. I've already spoken to the department heads to get their content updated. The other thing I also want to do to make the website look, I just to give it that professional touch is also to get headshots for not only the commissioners, but for department heads. So on the department head website, on each department website, the picture of the department head is there. And that's something else I'm looking to bring forward or get a price on getting headshots done. But I'm working with Mark, and we're getting this website done as soon as possible. And I'll get a better timeline for you, either by the end of this week or next week. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I have the commissioners already have headshots, but if they want to take new ones, that's fine. I have someone that I can recommend to do new headshots as well, and also to get the updates, and they're under 500. They're $75 a person.
Actually, if you don't mind sending me that email, I'd love to get another price.
Okay, perfect. I see Howard's mouth moving. I just don't know if he's talking to us.
Yeah, I was trying to get a word in edgewise. I think it looks great. JC, good job.
Okay, perfect. All right, thanks. So I will now call the roll, unless anybody else had a question on bills over 500. I will call the roll for bills over 500.
The mayor knows I was talking to you.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner.
I got a question about bills over 500.
Sorry.
Okay.
I
What
got
do
a
you have?
question about bills over 500. Why?
Okay, what do you have?
What about the printer for? I thought we bought new printers. Is it added to that, or what's the deal with this?
Barry?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Commissioner. To answer your question, the new copiers have been ordered. What you have here is a bill for the usage for the month of May.
Canon will not release the new equipment until their old bills are paid off. So this bill needs to be paid until they go ahead and install the new the new copiers in the office. So what you see here is the overage usage for the month of May for the Canon copiers.
Okay.
Okay. So do we have a time frame on when the copiers can come in? Is everything wired up? Because I know we had been, some of these offices have been wired in December.
The wiring is all complete, Mayor. Sorry, didn't interrupt. Wiring is complete. As soon as they come in, we'll be able to install them.
Do you have any,
Come in.
do you have a real time frame? Like,
I would refer that to Harry. I think he's working with them directly on that. He would be able to tell us.
I would say probably within the next 2 weeks, we should have all the copiers in-house.
okay, because I'm tired of fighting to get into the front office to make copies.
Understand?
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen? Commissioner Cohen?
I have a question. Can I- Hello?
Yes, Gina?
I'm looking at it. Why is it so much?
I think you're freezing up.
Why is it so much? Harry? Is that like or is that just for May?
The copier, yeah, that's just for the month of May. The Canon, I don't have
normal?
I'm sorry?
Is that the normal?
It's less than it was in April. I would say April and May have been significantly higher than in months past. But the month of May is less than what April was.
Okay.
One of the reasons why the cost is as high as it is because we are in the 5th year of a contract with Canon, maintenance contract. And there's a clause in the contract that stipulated that they're allowed to increase their fees for the maintenance contract 15% year over year. So what started out as 8 cents a copy, for example, for a color copier 5 years ago, is now 16 cents a copy when we use the Canon copiers. So that's why these bills are high as high as they are, and why they're over 1,500.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call. Mark, are you in the building by any chance?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
My thing keeps freezing up.
It's probably the Wi-Fi. Are you using Wi-Fi?
I guess.
Come down real quick. Come down.
Okay, thank you.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen?
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Was there, you need a motion for Smarsh? Already approved, wasn't it?
It wasn't listed on the bills over 500. So I guess I would defer to Chris on that, if it encompasses it or it needs to be separate. Originally, it was 2 separate pieces, and then it was combined.
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead and move to approve that, just to be make sure that it's included.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we approve all Smarsh invoices to be paid by the Finance Director.
Is there a second?
Make all the invoices that are included on the agenda for the June 25th meeting, please. Just a little more specific.
Okay, I make that amendment for the 2010 agenda that we have today.
Howard, what did you say?
June 25,
Yeah,
2020.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve all SMART invoices that are on the June 25th, 2020 meeting today, currently.
Okay.
I second.
Okay, any discussion? No, roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen?
This is for the printer, right?
No, this is for the software that's on the cell phones to archive the text messages.
Okay, yes.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes. Item B, the auditor's report.
Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
as you know, the towns, the deadline for the town to submit the finalized audit and the CAF for the annual financial report is June 30th. What this
Frozen again.
what this resolution does is since you guys are on hiatus, when it's finally done, and we got word from our auditors that they expect it to be done by the 30th, this will allow me give me the authority to submit it to the proper agencies.
Okay. Okay.
And if
Okay.
Harry, if you have any additional information.
Yeah, sure. No, just to add to what JC was saying, the auditors are working diligently to complete the audit so that we can file the report with the respective agencies by June 30th. The only thing I will add to what JC mentioned is that I emailed a bunch of staff as well as commissioners some information that the auditors are requesting. This stuff is required in order to complete the audit by June 30th. So I ask all of you who did receive the email and who have not responded to please go ahead and send that information to the auditors so that we could not have any holdups come Tuesday so we can file on time.
Okay.
And just to add to that as well, and I'm sorry, next year, my goal is to get it done by the March 30th deadline, so we won't have all these extensions and be running up against this. And in addition to that, I do want to commend Harry for a job well done. The audit last year had, I think it was a total of 13 findings. And this year we've chipped away at that. And there's still some items, but it's a lot, it's less than last year. And next year, my goal is to have 0 findings and recommendations.
That makes 2 of us.
Okay. Sounds good. Chris, you have the resolution?
It is a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, authorizing the town manager, Juan C. Jimenez, to submit the completed annual financial report for the Town of Pembroke Park for fiscal year ending September 30, 2019, to the Florida Department of Financial Services, superseding conflicting resolutions and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Second,
Roll call.
Motion by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner Cohen. Commissioner Cohen?
yes.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. C, resolution approving the payout of comp time due to COVID food giveaway. Harry?
Yes, in consulting with Chris, we both felt that it was necessary to have a resolution to help support the payout for the overtime pay as it relates to the COVID-19. So what you have here is the resolution for that.
Okay, Chris?
It's a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, relating to employee compensation, establishing the policy for payment of COVID-19 related overtime for town employees, superseding conflicting resolutions and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call, please, if there's no discussion.
Motion by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen.
No.
Commissioner DeVille.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
And Madam Mayor, may I just make a quick comment? And I just want to thank all the commissioners and the mayor on this fantastic program, event. We're feeding thousands of people. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. The next item is item 8A, Daniel Ortiz, engineering position.
Okay, Madam Mayor and Commissioners, I'll just open it up and turn it over to Yolanda with the facts. And there she is. Hi, Yolanda. And you
Hi.
can give your presentation. Hi.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor. So Daniel Ortiz is still interested in the town engineer position. I spoke with him again this morning and confirmed. Originally, you all had approved the salary for the previous candidate at $108,000. Daniel Ortiz is requesting a salary of $110,000. That's after a lot of negotiation from me, but he's requesting a salary of $110,000. That does fall within the salary range for the position, and it's basically an additional $2,000 to what you originally approved the previous candidate.
Well, Madam Mayor, I think that we need to move forward with this. I think Daniel will make a great engineer. And we, as everyone knows, we have just a truckload of projects, grants, and items that we need assistance in the public service department and other departments. So I would, what do you need, Attorney Ryan, for me to upgrade the wage from 108 or the contract 108 to 110? What do you need for me to do?
It's in that contract, that wage of $110,000 per year is included in the resolution, authorizing the town to hire him.
Yeah, okay, so can you read the resolution
Can I say something?
for discussion?
Hey, wait, I need some discussion on this as well.
Well, let's get it up on the floor. If we could, Madam Mayor, if we could rehab this.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll read the resolution. You can make a motion, then it'll be open for discussion. A resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, appointing Daniel Ortiz as town engineer, providing for town engineer's compensation, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Okay, discussion, go ahead. I missed everything Yolanda said because my thing was frozen, so.
Yeah, me too,
Sorry.
Yolanda.
I can repeat it again. Basically that I reconfirmed this morning with Daniel Ortiz to confirm that he is still interested in the town engineer position. He is. Our previous candidate was approved at a salary of $108,000. Daniel Ortiz, our new candidate, he is requesting a salary of $110,000. So this is $2,000 additional to what you had previously approved. So that's the requesting salary, and he did confirm that he is available if the commission, of course, approves of this new salary. He is available to start on Monday, which today's Thursday. So he would be available to start this upcoming Monday, which is June 25th.
Yeah, Madam Mayor,
Yes.
that would be fantastic. And I'm getting nods from Tim and from Miriam.
Okay. Okay, so who else had discussion? Gina had discussion and Jacobs had discussion, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I agree with, may I?
Oh, go
Right.
ahead. I thought you were
Oh,
shaking your head
okay.
your head was shaking.
Yeah, no, I wanted to speak. No, I agree. We need to get moving on this. We need engineer. It's very important to our town. We need somebody professional. So I'm in favor.
Jacobs? Jake,
Okay, I'm here.
who
I'm here.
who
Can y'all hear
had
me?
a discussion? Yes.
I do. I have discussion.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
this is a question for all the commissioners, because you guys keep mentioning all these projects. Howard just said truckload of projects. Do you guys know exactly how many projects we have going on in town right now? This is for the commissioners to answer here.
I
Would
can
you like
answer
us for
one.
this amount?
I can answer a major one.
Morning.
Can other people mute their phone? I mean, their thing.
Did you hear me?
I heard you, Gina, but I heard other people talking as well, so I don't know
Okay,
what was
no,
going on.
I said the drainage is very important.
Okay, did
Okay,
you
Matt.
want a literally a
Anyone know
roll
the
call
exact
from the
number of
commissioners?
projects? Wait, no,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
still talking here. Does anyone know the exact number of projects you guys keep mentioning?
Yeah.
This
Okay,
town currently has, Howard?
Yeah, hold
Go
on,
ahead.
Jeffrey. So approximately, we give the public service gives a list, and that's why you see that down there. It should be in your backup. And
Everybody's
these
frozen,
are,
so, I can't
these
do
are,
anything. I'm frozen.
these are,
I'm-
this is what I've just been told, that we have the number approximately 26, 23 listed, and 6 that are active right now, including.
So we have 5 or 6 projects. You guys keep pitching to everyone on the commission here and the community that we have all these projects. We got a truckload of projects. We have currently 5 projects going on, guys. 5. That's it. It's not a truckload. It's not a ton of projects. It is 5. You guys still want to go forth with the engineer and the public works director, which is fine. That's your guys' choice. I lost out on that one. But you're bringing on an engineer. We currently have 5 projects or 6 projects going on. And you also went with the absolute least qualified person for the public works director. You guys push forward. So, you know, I'm just. The town's got to progress in the right direction, but you guys got to give out the full information when you guys go ahead with things. You know, I see that as a problem. So that's my 2 cents on it. Again, I don't think we need an independent engineer. We could have a public works director and engineer combo with what we got going on in town, because we don't have the extra money for it. But that's my 2 cents.
Okay, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Howard.
Okay. These listed projects, they're all coming forward. So there's only a few people here that are working on all these grants, projects, responses, and it's important right now to have an in-house engineer, and we have brought it this far. So I would like for you to call the roll, call the question, if you would.
Okay. So we are, actually, I just
I
want to
have a
put my little,
question.
go ahead, Gina, and then I want to put my 2 cents in there.
I wanted to ask if Tim does he know anything about these 26 projects, and are you able to take this on as an engineer? Are you experienced in that kind of field?
You're not the engineer, but
I mean, generally, a lot of municipalities that are this size outsource. However, this is a lot of projects, and it's not just a matter of doing the project. It's a matter of once the funds are released and we are approved to do the project, to implement the plan, and having that engineer on staff is certainly a vital part of that. Make sure there's no follow-ups. We're dealing with the contractors and whatnot with these, and it's not a secret Commissioner Jacobs. I'm not an engineer. I never said I was an engineer, but that's generally how it's done in smaller communities. But you just have to have a lot at one time. And it is a lot.
I never said you were an engineer, and I never put you at that status level.
May I finish? And can I ask Vice Mayor Clark, this is a question for you. You're saying that there's 26 correct projects. Can you go over all those projects? As I was under the impression too, that we only had 5 or 6 projects. You're muted.
Tina, you're in the building, right?
Okay,
Yes, I am.
okay.
Can you run
And,
off a copy of that for her?
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
Joy, can you,
Go over there.
can you grab it and make a copy?
For the record, Howard, can you read that out? The 26.
Yeah, I can read what, okay, this is your backup. This is a list that's provided in your backup material. You
And who
should have
put the
that.
list together? Who did this list?
I guess it
That
would
should be
be,
the list Todd had did before. That shows
Yeah,
all the
and-
upcoming projects.
Who did it?
and Miriam and Todd had started it, but these are
Okay.
all the things that have come in front of the commission that we're working on and going forward on. So you have the list, so that I'll read it again. I think I read it one night to you, but I'll read it again.
I want to hear the 26.
Well, 52nd or 23. No, look, more than that. Okay, here we go. Number
What page
one,
are you on?
the first page.
Okay.
Okay, you have,
Mayor, if I may, I'm sorry, Vice Mayor. If I may, instead of going through that list, if I just
Yeah.
may offer something, I'll get the list. Ms. Commissioner Cohen, I'll go over that. I'll send you the list. I'll go over
Okay.
it. And there seems to be some confusion amongst the commission here as far as what projects and what has been approved, what hasn't been approved. So what I'll do is one of the things I'm working on is a proper capital improvements plan and spread that out over 5 years and maybe even longer, because in 5 years, 26 projects, that might be will be a lot overwhelming for the budget.
Mhm.
So what I want to do is represent these to you, have you all, adopt them or agree to them, approve them. I'll even share the minutes of where it was previously approved. And I'll work with the Vice Mayor as well on getting this list and presenting it to you all. I just want to get you guys all on the same page, because there seems to be and it happens a lot of times where they haven't seen the list in a long time, and then there becomes some confusion. So allow me to do that, and Vice Mayor, you don't have to go through that whole list right now.
yeah.
And I just, this is Commissioner Jacobs. I got one other thing I'd like to say. This is more a wish list sort of list, things that need to be done around town versus actual projects that are being done. There's only like 5 or 6 projects actually there, and here we are bringing on another engineer for another $100,000 on a town that's pulling from the reserves. We are not cash positive, guys. Got to keep that in mind with everything that you do.
Okay. All right, thank you. I saw Timothy a few seconds ago. I know I want to call the roll, but then I want to ask a question because I sent Timothy an email. Hey, Tim.
Hello, hey, man.
Hey. Did you see the application for the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity Florida Critical Facility Hardening Program, which application is due on the 30th?
On the 30th, I just saw that earlier today. Obviously, we've been tied up to
Yes,
actually
I know.
on their website. Yeah, I did get it though. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask, with it being so close, is there any possibility of you using some of the existing documents to apply for some of that money as well and get it in by the 30th?
Yeah, that's
Am
always.
I asking for a Hail Mary?
No, it's not. Well, it might be a Hail Mary, but we still have time though. We still have time, and I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna call the roll on this one, and then I'm gonna make a motion for you to apply for that one as well, since we're in a meeting and we can go ahead and authorize that.
Hardening. Yeah, it was a hardening. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna call the roll on the
Mayor,
first one. Yes, sir.
I was gonna tell you, you had to vote on the first one first. You got it. Thank you.
Yes. And Chris, I'm sending over this thing for you. So you'll know what I'm talking about. I just emailed it over. Okay, Marlon, could you call the roll?
Okay, this is on the resolution to hire Ortiz at 110,000.
Yes.
Okay,
Can somebody mute or there's some type of something going on?
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille to hire Mr. Ortiz for $110,000. Commissioner Cohen?
I just have one question. Now, and if we're not happy, we're not pleased with his work, we can terminate without, we can terminate at any time?
Yes, he's an employee.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure.
He will serve a probationary period just like all the other employees.
Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Cohen?
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs?
Frozen again.
No.
Mayor, you're not frozen to the rest of us, just so you know.
I'm frozen.
Vice Mayor Clark?
yes.
No, JC, if you could hear me, I'm frozen, so.
Mayor Mohammed? Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Chris, did you get my email?
No, I'll have to go back in my office.
I'm sorry,
in
I'm
the
walking,
library.
but my,
I'm in the
oh,
library.
okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm coming downstairs because I keep freezing up. I don't know. Well, actually, it's my signal. My signal strength is stronger in the hallway. Really? Really? Okay. So the second one is, Tim, do you have it in front of you, the Florida, what I just read to you? Because I'm walking and I can't pull it up, but I need a motion for.
What? I didn't hear you. Must be
Mayor.
close.
Mayor, how about if you move it to a little bit later in the agenda? Let me go grab my, let Mr. Day get his document and I'll get mine and we can bring it up later in the agenda. That way everybody will have it.
I just doing all kinds of things. Which way am I going? This way? Oh. You set me up in here? Mark set me up some.
Hold on, guys. We're trying to get the mayor set up in the commission chambers.
Okay. Hold on. Thank you. Mark, where are you? Can't hear you. Okay. Is acting weird in here too?
Yeah, I've got the camera working fine, but the audio, can we connect it? Yeah.
Tell me what you want me to do.
Actually,
I hear other people. I don't know. I hear people.
Hold on. Here.
Yeah. Close this up.
No,
Leave it open.
that's how they're hearing you. So come in through this here.
Okay, so, all right.
Sorry, guys. Perfect. This way, at least you can see everything.
Oh, okay. So my audio on this, but visual on the other one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the picture of the guy seems clear. There we go.
Because that thing freezes up, it's freezing up like every few seconds.
Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi.
But I thought we're paying like $4,000 for boosted Wi-Fi.
No, that's the infrastructure. We're gonna be buying that.
Okay.
That's regular.
Can you guys hear
We're-
me?
Yes, we're hearing you loud and clear.
Okay. That's okay. You want to sit on this side and I sit on this side or?
No, I'm gonna go upstairs.
Oh, okay.
You got the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. Did you guys make my motion for me or for the grant?
Mayor, the attorney had recommended to
Yep.
move that forward. Oh, there.
If you want, I can propose a motion for you now. I was able to print that while she was in motion. It would be a motion to allow the town to file an application for the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity Rebuild Florida Critical Facility Hardening Program to be used for appropriate town projects. And that would be a motion along those lines. And then this appears to be vital funding that would go hand in hand with the FEMA funding, providing 75% of the funding for the upgrades to the town hall to put in the storm windows and redo the roof and add the generator. Hopefully, maybe this funding could pick up the other 25% of that and make it really fiscally acceptable for the town to do the project.
Okay. Sounds good. So is somebody gonna make that motion for me, or do I need to pass the gavel? Why do I have to?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you. There's another grant that's gonna be coming through next month for new structures to go in through the same organization through the same program.
There is one for July.
Yeah, and Madam Mayor,
Yes.
and Public Service is very much aware of that. That's great, and we're gonna jump on all those.
Okay, perfect.
We already.
We already have. I've just been told we already have looked into it. And a
Okay.
lot of others. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, roll call. If there's no other, did somebody second? I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Is he involved in this, Dee Carper?
Dee actually sent the information to me.
Oh, she did. Okay. Can
Yes.
I get a copy
Dee's
of
been
that?
sitting,
please?
they've had a number of conference calls, and Dee's been keeping me involved in those conference calls. Why is this thing frozen again? All right. Sorry. Yeah, Dee's been keeping me in the loop. She's been sitting on the conference calls for those, and she's gonna be working with Tim to deal with it.
Can you email
Excuse me one
it
second.
to the manager so he can share it?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Mayor, excuse me one
Yes.
second. Use the laptop camera, not your iPad camera. You're on the iPad. Yeah, that's it. Go over to
Okay, so
laptop.
I'll turn this one, so then I'll stop on this one. And then I'll come over to this one.
Yep, we can hear you.
But the funny thing is, I'm hearing everything from the back room where Gina's at. Like, I'm not hearing from my,
The audio was coming.
yeah, I'm
The
hearing it
audio was
from,
coming from your iPad.
it's not, I don't know. It's not,
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
okay. That's all right.
Madam
Hold-
Mayor,
Yes.
Madam Mayor, can I make
Yes.
a comment? Yeah,
Yes.
Public Service, that's Tim Day, Miriam, and Stephanie, and the whole staff. Okay, they're gonna start working with Dee and all the other agencies, and we'll have one central focal point, because we're kind of duplicating. They've already seen this, they're working on it, and they're bringing it forward, so that's what we'll do from now on. Tim Day, Public Service, will be involved in all that as the lead.
All right, just
Okay,
make
sounds
sure
good.
that the information is being shared.
It's in your backup. I don't know what else we can do. Sheena, it's there for you.
Okay. Mark, when you come down, can you bring me a cord too? I'm at 12%.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So roll call.
I don't have the email from Dee though. That's the one I want to see, Mayor. So you'll share it with us?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Roll call.
Mayor, what is the name of the grant by who's offering the grant?
Hold on.
FDEO.
Yeah,
So
it's
we
the
have-
the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is the Florida agency, and the name of the grant is Rebuild Florida Critical Facility Hardening Program.
Okay.
Okay, so it's Florida Department of Economic Opportunity. We Build Florida Critical Hardening Program.
Critical Facility Hardening Program.
Okay, motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner Cohen. Commissioner Cohen.
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes. Chris, are you gonna beat me up? The next application, the one I said that's gonna be open is the Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Planning Program. And then in addition to that, the Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Infrastructure Program. Both of those are gonna be opening up. Do you want a motion on that before we go on vacation?
Yeah, you gotta finish this vote, don't you?
Huh? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Did they finish the roll call?
Yes, finish the roll call.
Okay, all right. Yeah, if you want to send those, we can add them to the end of the agenda.
Okay, I just-
Should have added them in
I
the
just,
additions and deletions, so.
sorry, I forgot about that one. Well, I knew I had sent it to Tim, but I didn't, wasn't sure if we needed to, so I just sent it to you. Okay.
Please, I need everyone muted. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I couldn't hear what you were saying. I apologize.
Okay, let me unmute. Okay. So there are the other two that are going to be open while we're on vacation is the Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Planning Program and the Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Infrastructure Program. And so those, the Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Infrastructure Program will open up on, well, actually it did open June 15th. The program will fund large-scale and high-impact local, multi-jurisdictional, and regional investments that include upgrading of water, sewer, solid waste, communications, energy, transportation, health, and medical and other public infrastructure projects that will reduce hazard risks. So hopefully I can get my sewer lines in there over on 30th Avenue. And then the other one is the general planning program, which will cover the planning costs for some of these applications to support local, regional, and statewide mitigation planning efforts. So, Chris, did you get the email?
No, I didn't. Like I said, I'll go print it up when I get a chance here.
Okay.
But Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
okay, Tim and Miriam are saying, yes, we need this approval so they can work on it over the vacation. And they've
Okay.
already seen it. And so we're all on the same page.
Okay, so
You don't need me, need me to read it off. If they have the information there, you can go ahead and enter
You have
it
the information?
yourself.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
no, give
yes,
it to
yes,
me.
yes. No, we are.
do you want the motion, the points for the application by saying that we did the motion for the for these two other programs?
Yeah, you
It's the
can
exact
do
same
the
organization.
motion, but I mean, I think you all have the information right in front of you. Commissioner Clark has it there, right? Vice Mayor Clark?
You have it in front of you, Howard?
Yes, we have it, and we'll move forward on.
Okay, so make the
everything.
motion to for us to
My God.
submit an application for Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Planning Program.
So made.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, when does Daniel start? Tomorrow?
I know we have a 30th deadline.
Don't you have a backup? You have a little backup, right?
Okay.
Monday.
Well, that doesn't give them much time to get it done, huh?
They're already working on it over here, so we're good.
Okay. Roll call.
Hopefully.
Roll call for the Mitigation General Planning Program.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. This is the directive to giving staff the authority to go ahead and apply for the grant of the general planning program. Commissioner Cohen?
And Chris, this is okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille, you need to mute your phone. Commissioner Cohen?
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs? Clerk Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion
And then-
passes.
And
Okay,
then,
then-
Madam Mayor, again.
You have one more
may I,
motion to make,
Madam-
Howard. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
You have to make the motion to do the same program, the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity Rebuild Florida Mitigation General Infrastructure Program.
So moved. I move it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No, roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille, Commissioner Cohen.
Chris, this is okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Even though the
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Did Miriam want to add something?
No, the only thing is, what I'm hearing from staff is that, you know, we have to start on this stuff ASAP. There's more to it. There's things to it. So good job. And we'll just keep plowing forward.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. And I'm just gonna make direction that or give direction that Tim gets with
There it is.
with D Carper. And that way I'm no longer the keeper of the emails. Even though these emails were sent to these emails were sent out to Noel, Todd, Connie, David. So I would definitely like to make Timothy Day the point contact for D Carper.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to make that motion, Madam Mayor. I move that the Public Service Director, Tim Day, is the lead contact or the main contact person with D Carper on matters such as this.
Is there a second?
Okay.
Roll call.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner Cohen. Commissioner Cohen,
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. B, town manager contract.
Please mute your phones, please.
I can kickstart this one if you like.
Yes.
So, Spellman's office reviewed the contract and they sent a letter stating that they have reviewed the agreement and that they find the agreement acceptable and it's in proper form. They had 3 comments specifically on the contract. One of the comments, the first comment was that the biannual town progress report, the wording itself was a little bit confusing, so they changed a sentence on there. And then as far as the duties and obligations, they changed one sentence. Again, they felt that the wording, the language was a little bit off, so they changed that. And the last comment was that they were in agreement with changing the agreement to the 20 weeks of severance in accordance with Florida statutes. So those were the 3 comments. Other than that, they found the agreement to be acceptable. And the town manager has reviewed the agreement. Town manager, do you have anything you need to comment or say?
No, the comments that they made are fine. They're acceptable. It's just basically clarifying the language that was already there. There's nothing new, and I'm fine. I just want to sign.
Sounds good.
I would just ask one of the commissioners make a motion to approve modifications to the town manager employment agreement as stated in the June 23 letter from Mark Logan, and go ahead and have the parties execute the document.
I make a motion that we approve the modification of the
Contract.
the agreement for our manager, town manager, contract. Did I say that right?
Second.
Any discussion? No? Roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Cohen, seconded by Vice Mayor Clark. Commissioner Cohen,
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Clark Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item C, former assistant town manager Daughtrey, difference in pay as interim town manager. Yolanda? There's something in a book for this?
Sure. So let me pull up the,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead, Attorney Ryan.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, Mr. Daughtrey has submitted a request for compensation related to his employment at the town. The items that he had proposed were the payment of 79 hours of vacation time, which he's entitled to. He asked for 72 hours of sick leave, which the town policy limits that to $500. So that number would have to be reduced. He's also asking for compensation of $4,870.50 for the difference between the salary he was paid and the salary, the 10% increase he would have received for the period from January 8 to May, I guess it was actually June 10, 2020, when he worked as the town manager or acting town manager, as he stated. And then the last thing he's asking for is 3 months of car allowance at $750 a month for a total of $2,250. As to the payments for the increase, that is a debatable item as to whether or not he's entitled to that. There's not a town policy that establishes that. There's a proposal in the town policy that which may make that payable in the future, but it may be in the best interest of the town to pay some additional compensation in order to have Mr. Daughtrey sign a separation and release agreement with the town so that we can terminate all matters relating to his employment at that time. That would be the basis for that, would be the compensation for the agreement, and in addition to the additional work that he had to perform when he was as the acting town manager. The third item where he asked about the automobile, I've been told that for those last 3 months of his employment, he was provided with an automobile by the town so that for his use, and that automobile would have been in lieu of the $750 per month allowance for the automobile. So I don't see that he's entitled to that. So I would state that he should get the 79 hours of the vacation time, the $500 of sick leave, whatever amount the town commission determines is appropriate to pay him for his services when he was as the acting town manager and as consideration for the agreement. And then I don't know that the payment for the automobile allowance is appropriate based upon the fact that he was provided with another automobile from the town for his use.
Mayor.
Go ahead.
I have discussion on this one.
And Chris, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say about how much sick time? Is it $500?
$500.
How many? Okay.
$500. There's a max in the town personnel policies and procedures manual. $500 for accrued sick leave is the maximum amount that an employee can get upon termination, whether voluntary or whatever, so that's the amount on that. The portion about the accrued vacation time, every employee accrues vacation time day to day. And so that number would have to be verified, of course, by, whether that's the correct number, but he's entitled to the vacation time. And then again, the compensation for his additional duties is strictly up to the commission. And the portion about the automobile, that is in the discretion of the commission also.
And 79 hours, right?
Hello,
79
can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, and we hear some other stuff, and Yolanda has something she wants to add.
Okay.
I just wanted to
Put in my 2 cents when ready.
Wait, hold on, Commissioner. I just wanted to add really quick that Harry just came to see me and he confirmed that any vacation payout or any time accrued that he had has already been paid out, because that's just standard practice with any employee when they leave the town. We have certain policies that we pay, vacation time, sick time. So he has been compensated accordingly, just like any other employee, for any time he had accrued. So really the only 2 items that are still pending are the additional compensation for him being in the acting town manager position, which he's requesting $4,870, and then the $750 a month for the auto allowance, which is $2,250. So that's really the discussion, because he's already been paid according to the town policy for his accrued time off.
Okay.
Okay, I got something to say here.
All right. So, go ahead.
I don't believe he earned that extra 4,700 as acting, because I don't even think he worked as an assistant while he was here. But I think it's in the best interest of the town to pay out the 4,700, as it will prevent a lawsuit and it will cost us more in legal fees down the road. When it comes to the car allowance, I worked very hard along with staff to make sure that was taken care of. He was provided a car. We should not be paying out the car allowance, but I believe we should pay out the 4,700.
Okay, does anyone, go ahead, Ray.
I just want to say I agree 100% with Jacobs.
I agree too.
Okay. Okay, that's the will of the commission.
I'll make a motion.
It's a $48.70 with 50 cents is what he asked for.
All right, do I need to make a motion on it?
Yes, please.
Okay, I make a motion that we pay out the 4,750 for the acting.
4870.
4,870
And 50
for the
cents.
acting. I'm sorry, 4,870 and 50 cents for him as acting town manager,
Correct.
and not to pay out the car allowance.
And I'll second.
As part of the settlement agreement.
As part of the settlement agreement.
And I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Roll call.
Motion made by Clerk Commissioner Jacobs to pay out Mr. Daughtrey a total of $4,870.50. Seconded by Commissioner Cohen. Commissioner Cohen.
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Please mute your devices, please. Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay. 9A, Seneca plan, I'm sorry, site plan for Seneca Building 5 and parking. Michael Miller.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you for taking this item, or these 2 items. We've had a couple site development plans coursing through the town's review for the past few months, just because of delays with the closing of the city and the virus and so forth. We couldn't get it to you earlier. This particular property is the remaining 2-acre site in the Seneca Commerce Center property, if you will. It's located just to the north of the West Wind Contracting Office, where Waldy's office is, at 38th and Hollandale Beach Boulevard. It's between Commerce Center Way, which is the new main entrance, and 38th Avenue, which is the separator between West Park and Pembroke Park. Small 2-acre site. The building is roughly 28,500 square feet, placed to the western portion of the site, with a parking lot along Commerce Center Way. No access to 38th Avenue, where there's residential. They'll build a similar screening buffer wall and landscaping that you see now behind building number 1. So it looks continuous along that corridor. The main trees along the boulevard will be palm trees, the big royal palm trees, to match what's there on the other part of the Seneca Park and the Seneca Commerce Center. And in the building architecture, our code says that you have to make it look nice. So we think that the architect who's worked with us before has done a good job in upgrading. It's not just a flat box. There's some architectural detailing with lots of undulations in and out, as well as color variations. So we think the building site plan looks good. Similar to the other big box industrial complexes that we've been getting. The second item is related to it, and our parking code is written very strictly, and it was really written years ago more for the smaller mom and pop industrial uses along Park Road, if you will. It's really not applicable to these big box complexes. And I think you can see, if you drive through the Seneca Industrial Park, that the buildings are fully occupied, but there's always a lot of extra parking spaces, even with the variance we gave them years ago. So they're asking for a similar request that we've granted to the Commerce Center and the West Wind complex up on Coca-Cola Drive. So they're asking, it would reduce the theoretical requirement from 54 spaces under the normal code requirement down to 38 spaces. Quite frankly, that should be more than enough. In fact, we'll probably see empty spaces there as well. This item did go through the complete staff review, development review committee, and twice and passed. Then went to the planning and zoning board, and they recommended approval of both items unanimously to you. So we're recommending approval to you on both the site development plan and the parking reduction, subject to the conditions in our staff report that Mr. Ryan has included in the draft resolutions. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And I believe the applicant is listening in if they want to add anything.
The only thing, Mayor, I just would ask that you open it up for any public comment. Ask the clerk if she's received any, or if there's anybody who's dialed in and wants to make a comment on this, just so that the public can comment on the site development plan application.
I'm unmuting everybody that's in on the phone. They're all unmuted.
Marlon,
Would like to speak?
any comments?
No, Mayor, I don't have any comments at this time, but Ryan, Town Attorney, are you going to be swearing in the commissioner and asking them if they have had any communications with any of the development or architects and any information?
No, this is not a quasi-judicial matter. This is more of an administrative review based on the staff. There's not any real discretion that you would have in, say, like a variance or rezoning. So we don't need to have to go through that procedure.
Okay.
Shall I mute all the people on the phone again? Mayor?
Yeah, if you would, please, Mark, we don't, if they haven't made a comment at this point, it'd be best to go ahead and mute the all the phones, please.
All right, thank you.
Read the resolution.
Mayor, we can't hear you.
Okay, I can go ahead and read that. Yes.
I'm sorry. I was talking away.
I had a feeling, that's why I said that.
Okay, let me get that one for you. As for the site development plan, it'll be a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving the application for site development plan for Viking Enterprises 4 LLC, a Florida limited liability company, for real property located in the plat of West Wind 3, according to the plat thereof, is recorded in Plat Book 182, page 22 of the Public Records of Broward County, Florida, providing for certain development conditions, providing for severability, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Further discussion? Ray's talking, it says, but I don't see his mouth moving. Okay, roll call.
Okay, at this moment, we are, the motion is for the site plan, correct? For,
Yes.
site plan number,
Aye.
it's 2020-082. Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner Cohen. Commissioner Cohen,
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed. Mayor Mohammed? We don't hear you. You're leaving.
Just going over by where Gina is.
She said yes. Her thing's not working. She said yes.
Okay.
Mark, he needs help.
I'll be right there.
It's circling around.
Is that a technical term?
Motion passes. Motion passes. Mayor, can you hear us? Nod your head. Can you hear us?
Yeah, okay, it's not circling again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, there's a crazy delay. Okay.
You are going ahead and voting for the these two site plans separately, correct?
Well, the first one's a site plan, the second is a parking reduction.
Right, okay. Just making sure. I didn't know if you had already read the parking reduction as well. Sorry.
No, just the title to the site development plan resolution.
Okay.
And you're reducing it by what, 14 parking spots if I'm, was it
Yes, ma'am.
14?
From 54 to 38, yes.
Okay. Okay, so the next one is a resolution requesting a parking site reduction for the Miller Seneca Building 5.
Chris?
Michael, do you want to just have any discussion in what the P&Z approved it?
Yes, ma'am. I kind of give the presentation for both items. This is the parking reduction request, which is a separate application. The applicant provided a professional engineer's study demonstrating, looking at professional recommended standards for this type of big box industrial, as well as looked at the existing industrial parks in our town and counted, occupied and vacant parking spaces. In their opinion, the reduction to 38 still provided plenty of parking spaces for just about any intended use that may be in this building. It's actually, there would be more. So, over time, we get different people occupying buildings and they move out and somebody else. Sometimes the operation has more employees, less employees. So this will give the buffer, if you will, with plenty of parking spaces. So we're recommending approval of it, as did the Planning and Zoning Board.
Okay. So, Chris, you want to read it?
Yeah, I'll read that and then you can open it to public comment if you would, please, Mayor. It's a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pinter Park, Florida, approving the parking reduction application submitted by Reiking Enterprises for LLC, a Florida limited liability company, for certain real property located in Tract 1A, Westwood 3, according to the plat thereof, recorded in Plat Book 182, page 22 of the Public Records of Broward County, Florida, providing for conditions of approval, providing for recording of parking reduction order in Public Records of Broward County, Florida, providing for severability, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Open it to the public first, if there's any public comment, please.
Okay. Does anyone from the public wish to speak on this matter? Well, the callers are all muted still, so.
I'm unmuting everybody.
Okay. I like having this access on the computer to see what's going on. Okay, does anyone from the public wish to speak? Does the developer want to speak?
Good. And Madam Clerk, did you receive any public comments regarding this item?
No, sir, I did not.
Thank you.
All right, I close the public comments and bring it back before the commission.
Okay.
Motion to adopt, right? Is that what you're looking for? Or just for discussion?
No, motion. Motion.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Oh, okay. I had an original motion to adopt by Commissioner Cohen, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Are we making another motion?
I'll stick with the same one.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Cohen, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen.
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille.
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
We're in here, we're waiting.
Vice Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed. Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Yes.
Mayor Clark, you need to show.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Oh, geez. Okay, thank you. Okay. Can you guys hear me or do I have to keep running back to Gina's door?
I hear you.
It's just
I can hear you.
okay. I see this one. All right. I can't hear you at all. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We're gonna go on to,
Yes.
okay. We're gonna go on to the interlocal agreement, Town Business A, Broward County interlocal agreement related to COVID.
Yes, Mayor, this is, the Broward County has asked all municipalities to enter into an interlocal agreement with them to assist in the enforcement of the emergency order enforcement. And in exchange for us, they will give us $1,500 a month. But these are only for
311 calls.
That goes to the 311, yes, correct.
Okay.
And they will provide proper training to staff.
Okay, the only thing I want to double check, because I heard with West Park it was an issue, was that they were trying to charge the people a $1,000 fine for not wearing the mask. So have they corrected that issue, or, because I don't see it to know what it says?
I'm going to double check that. I wasn't aware of that issue, but I mean, it is, I'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, if I may interject, the county has established a schedule of fines for businesses and individuals who violate the COVID-19 restrictions. And those are all scheduled set by the county. So they're just asking the town to be the assistance on the enforcement of this because it can't be everywhere at once. And yeah, and anybody who gets cited would be subject to the county code regulations and not through the town.
Okay. Well, I know that was there was a lot of discussion in West Park when they brought this up a couple weeks ago, was that they didn't want their residents being fined $1,000 for not wearing a mask. So I can definitely agree with those sentiments on not making sure that our residents are fined $1,000. So I would caution us to be careful with that. Even though it will be our guys that will be out there enforcing it, I just want to make sure that we're not, being.
In the discussion that I've heard, with the county attorneys and the various municipal attorneys, it's been it's more geared towards compliance by the business operators than it is the individuals. They're concerned about maintaining social distancing, making sure staff and are wearing their masks and following those rules. Versus, I don't believe it's mine that they're out to target citizens who are making violations, but they're concerned about if there's greater chance of spread in a business environment than there would be a citizen walking on the street without a mask or whatever it might be.
And remember, Mayor, these are only for calls that are generated through the 311 system. So let's say somebody's not wearing their mask, somebody would have to see them, call 311, then it has to go through to the town. By that time, that person's gone.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but they're looking at fining the $15,000 to these businesses. Our little small businesses, one fine would knock them out. It put them completely out of business.
Again, it's not us going in and doing the enforcement. It would be us just going and doing the inspection because somebody else, they got the call from 311.
Yeah, and Commissioner Jacobs, the fact that whether we do the enforcement or whether a county health employee or one of their code enforcement officers would also have the same authority to go and cite anybody within the county, including within the town. So whether we would send our individuals out to enforce it or whether they're going to send their employees, it's the same county ordinance that they're enforcing.
Okay. I think
improving again.
I think the government in many different levels is just overstepping their bounds when it comes to stuff. I mean, I'm in the process of traveling coast to coast via car. I've seen what other cities, major and small, have been doing, and it's I don't know. I disagree with what's going on, and I disagree with how things are coming out. So, but again, that's my opinion on
it. Yeah, for me, I would like to see a little bit more. I'd like just a little bit more info on it because of the fact, like I said, I know the other cities are planning. Yesterday, we did the press conference regarding the mask, and which is why I have my mask on, because the press conference is you have to wear masks inside buildings. So everyone inside of a building, if you're not in your house, if you're in your office, you have to wear a mask while inside. And so, JC, that's a $1,000 fine. So I'm a little hesitant on passing this. On this one,
I'm very hesitant on passing this. I'm very hesitant on passing this. This again is infringing on people's rights.
And I just don't want to hit people over the head with fines and violations because, like, right now we're literally someone to call 311.
Let me throw one more thing out there. If you do have a mask on, you are a CCW carrier, your CCW is now void. You cannot wear it's not out there because then you get hit with not just your $1,000 fine, you also are going to get hit with the weapons violation. So this is just a really slippery slope that they seem to be going down, and it's drastically getting worse.
Okay.
I do just want to reiterate.
I don't know. You check and see. All right, Howard, just take the lead for me for 2 seconds. Howard?
Okay, yeah. I'm
Okay,
here.
take
So go
the
ahead.
lead for 2
Jason.
seconds. We're trying to fix
Okay.
this.
Go ahead, JC.
I just wanted to reiterate, again, it's not like Jeffrey's gonna be going out there and doing the inspections and looking. These are complaints this is a complaint generated, that it goes to the 311, and then it comes back, and then he goes to verify the conditions, and then report back through the 311 system. As far as our enforcement, that could be a policy amongst us saying, hey, you know what? We're not gonna really focus hard on that unless it goes to the 311 system.
JC, what happens once he verifies? He goes back in there and verify everything's all right.
What happens is once he verifies and let's say the condition does exist, then what he does is he goes back on the 311 system and reports it back to Broward County, and then they handle the enforcement. They handle the other situation. They handle it from there.
Do you know what the fine is for the businesses, or?
It all depends on the type of violation. I don't have the schedule of fines in front of me.
Yeah, we're doing the audio from here and the video from there.
Yeah, but it's been going in and out.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, in the bigger picture, in the bigger scheme of things, it's like by reporting, they're trying to get people to report on one another, through the 311 system. Report on your neighbor, tell your neighbor, in history, that hasn't worked out too well for a whole lot of people.
Sometimes if you don't agree with one
If you don't pass it, what happens?
Yeah.
If you say no to Broward.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
We can hear you.
Like I said, this seems like now they're trying to get people to report on other people using the 311 system and saying, oh, this person's not wearing a mask covering, let's go get them. Well, look in history how that has worked out for people. It hasn't. This is a really bad slope that we are going down, I really disagree with this. So.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, Attorney Ryan?
I'm here.
Okay, I have a question. If we do not pass this resolution, what are the ramifications, or do we need to pass it? And well, first, let's let the town attorney.
Well, the county is asking for assistance in enforcement of the COVID-19 restrictions, and because they can't be everywhere at once, basically. So if the town were to agree to that, the town would receive the compensation that the town manager has indicated, $1,500 a month, and then the town would then respond to calls that go through the Broward County 311 system to dispatch the town employees to investigate the violations or alleged violations. If the town doesn't enter into this, then Broward County would have to send their personnel or to investigate these calls, and they would be responsible from start to finish on this matter, and the town wouldn't get any compensation. There's no penalty to the town. It's a more of a cooperative effort between the town and the county, and that's what does.
Okay, so hearing from what the commissioners have said, we're just we don't have to make a motion in a second, correct? And it dies.
That's correct.
So
Okay.
I just would like to add one more thing in. I want you guys to really see and look and pay attention to this. The county's trying to reward you to be part of this, to be going after violators through the system. This isn't right. This is really not right. And that the fact the county, let the county do what they're going to do, but we don't need any part of that. We can't control what they do and don't do. But at our level here, we shouldn't be, oh, look, they're going to give us a little reward for doing this. But I really don't believe this is acceptable. I don't think people need to be reporting on one another. Again, history has shown that doesn't work out well for anybody. And I don't want any part of that whatsoever.
Okay, so let me bring it to a straightforward. Okay, is there a motion to adopt? You want to read the title only, Attorney Ryan?
I thought I had read it, but I can go ahead and read it. Let me get to it. It's a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, authorizing the town to make and enter into the interlocal agreement related to COVID-19 emergency order enforcement with Broward County, authorizing and directing the mayor and town officials to execute said interlocal agreement or on behalf of the town, superseding conflicting resolutions and providing an effective date.
I hung up again by accident.
Okay, is there a motion to adopt?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, there is none, so it fails for lack of a motion to move it forward.
Okay.
Fails.
Sorry, I'm not
So
going
Take
to.
that on the record, Marlon.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Motion dies due to lack of a second.
Lack of a first.
Lack
of a
of a motion to
First and
adopt.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll pass it back to you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, so 10B grants projects update. What do you have for us, Howard, JC,
Me? Okay.
and Miriam and Tim?
Okay, quickly, as you know, we have a lot of things that are coming up. First thing is, I want to disclose to the commission that the Public Service Committee with the Attorney Ryan, we're going to go and we have to approach 2 property owners to acquire the right-of-way so we can complete the project along County Line Road. And if it's not a right-of-way, Attorney Ryan was saying that we might be able to just do a utility easement if we just wanted to do the drainage. So that's number 1, we're going to be doing that. Number 2, I've been informed that there's over 5 agreements that are going to come to us.
Double A and triple A. I had just blown through on my triple A. Yeah.
Did somebody just
Okay,
interrupt what I'm saying?
Mark, I don't know where Mark is, but I know I hear Mark's voice.
Okay, there's 5 agreements that are coming forward, and up to 5 agreements, maybe more over the next month or so that we're on vacation. So we're gonna need a special, like we've done every year in the past. I just want to make sure you're aware of that, because there's timelines, it's time sensitive. They want this stuff signed and back to them. So I just want to tell you that. And then one other to Attorney Ryan.
I'm here.
Okay, there's a couple of forms about property ownership that have been requested from you to fill out. So, you know, this is all part of FEMA and C-SLIP or the surtax. So you have to make sure that you cooperate with Tim, okay, and Miriam, if you would, okay?
Yes, I have those forms and I'll discuss those with them.
Okay.
Engineer.
Along with the engineer. It's all a group. Okay, so that's all I have to say on that. Let me just ask, do we have anything else on that, Miriam?
No,
Tim?
that's good. That's
Okay.
good.
So I think we're pretty good to go. And God bless.
Okay,
Back to you,
sounds good.
Madam
Thanks,
Mayor.
guys. Okay, thank you. JC, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I do not.
Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to go on to D, setting up a building department advisory board.
No, Mayor, you have 10C first.
Oh, sorry. Oops. I wrote a note next to it. That's why I wasn't paying attention to my work. C, requesting authorization to prepare RFP for town hall hardening, generator, and roofing under the hemp program.
Here we go. Okay, so Attorney Ryan, you want to read the resolution?
Right, I'll read the entire resolution because we submitted it late. It's a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, authorizing town staff to prepare requests for proposals for general contractor services for wind retrofit and generator for town hall improvements, superseding conflicting resolutions and providing an effective date. Whereas the town submitted an application for Federal Emergency Management Agency and Hazard Mitigation Grant Program funding to make improvements to town hall to protect the integrity of the building envelope and to ensure functionality of the building during the storm event. And whereas the improvements consist of replacing existing windows and doors with hurricane-rated windows and doors, replacement of the existing roof membrane system with a Florida Building Code approved system, and installation of a 750 kilowatt diesel permanent generator and switchgear, including auxiliary electrical work. And whereas town has received notification that they have been awarded funding from FEMA program in the estimated amount of $482,343.75. And where it is necessary for the town to retain the services of a general contractor to provide the design, materials, labor, and supervision to complete the improvements to Town Hall. And whereas town staff must prepare and publish a request for proposals for qualified general contractors promptly in order to adhere to the schedule of work completion dates provided for in the grant funding. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Commission of the Township of Park, Florida, that the town staff is authorized and directed to prepare and publish a request for proposals for a qualified general contractor to provide the design, materials, labor, and supervision to complete the improvements to Town Hall as set forth in this resolution and in the grant award letter to from U.S. Department of Homeland Security dated February 25, 2020, which letter is on file with the town clerk and by reference made a part hereof. Section 2, that the town staff is directed to promptly complete the request for proposals and submit same to FEMA for review and approval in order to initiate the request for proposals process. Section 3, that all resolutions or parts of resolutions in conflict herewith being the same are hereby superseded to the extent of such conflict. In Section 4, that this resolution shall be dispersed, take effect immediately upon its passage and adoption.
Motion to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call. Is there any discussion? Nope. Roll call.
Motion by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen?
Yes.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. That's it for that one. Anything else you guys want to add on that? Howard, I see your lips, but I don't hear you.
Oh, that's because I'm just reading out loud. It's
Okay.
okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay. So then we're going to move on to D, setting up the Building Department Advisory Board.
Mayor, if
So-
I may, this is as a result of the state statute that they passed maybe 2 years ago or last year, requiring that building department funds and revenues are reserved for building department operations and capital projects, but related to the building department. It says in the statute that each municipality with a surplus is required to establish a building inspections fund advisory board. And this is the process that and this is what we're doing. And I have Miguel online to add any information.
Okay.
Thank you, Town Manager. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Miguel Nunez, Building Official. Yes, this request is that we would like to have your authorization for the formation of the Building Inspections Fund Advisory Board as required for the state statutes. And like the Town Manager just mentioned, this board will assist in the carry forward of any available funds surplus on the Building Department. In addition to that request, I am requesting that we form a panel for the above mentioned advisory board, and that panel will assist in selecting the 5 members for that advisory board. And I will propose that to be composed by the Town Manager, the Finance Director, and the Building Official, and the reason for those individuals is because of the interest and the financial impact in the Building Department. And that's the reason of those. In addition, I have discussed this with Attorney Ryan, and he pointed out very clear a position that this board was supposed to be formed several years ago. Unfortunately, at that time, the town was commingled funds with the Building Department, and now we are in the special funds. And because we're in that special funds, and we are a little bit past the time, that doesn't mean that we don't have the right to put it correctly and move forward with the right financials and the right surplus in order to make the process transparent. And I'm here available should you have any additional questions.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
Madam Mayor, I'm sorry, my lips were flapping, but you couldn't hear me. So, okay, I'm going to throw this back to you, Madam Mayor. Didn't we at one time, and I think all of us heard this before, that building fees, building permits could be reduced if we're charging too much. Didn't we one time do a study? Can you recall, or Gina, Commissioner Cohen, anybody recall?
Okay, there
No.
were, okay, so there were a
I
couple
know
of,
you were waiving a lot of things, but no. Howard.
okay. So
Tom is losing enough.
we were supposed to be doing a study to make sure that the numbers were in line with the other municipalities, and that has yet to happen. We had actually looked at using the money that was left over from the Morehouse Lovelace Stevens audit company who was auditing the waste management fees. We had also directed staff on several occasions to look at the numbers because of the fact that we've had so many complaints with the excess numbers, and that has yet to occur. I had even asked if staff could do that while they were working from home, so that we could get those numbers so that we can actually come in line. And we've been having this conversation, but nothing has been done regarding that. That's number one. Number two, we knew that there were issues with commingling because of the fact that Georgina stated it on the record a few years ago, that's why there were some major dips in the general fund. And number three is we were supposed to be charging for everything that's occurring for the building department, including rent. And I don't know if that's even occurred yet. The copy machines, electricity, phones, all of those things were supposed to be done. I know Sheila had looked into it when Sheila was here with us, and I just don't know if it was carried out.
Mayor, if I may, you are correct in that about charging rent and utilities and our plan is to start charging the building department for those things, for those items. As far as the building department fees themselves, the fee structure, I wasn't aware of the commission's request to look for it in the past, but we'll get that done now. This item in particular doesn't have any impact on that. We can still do that and still reduce building department fees if ours are deemed to be excessive.
Okay. Okay.
Mayor, if I could have a moment,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
That was one of the items you and I spoke of, and yes, that project has been completed. It was completed while one of our employees was on COVID. It is an extensive report of over 3,000 items and 200 and something pages because he did a really great job. But I have not had the opportunity to go through it, to be honest. I can go ahead and forward to the manager just so he gets an idea, but it's really extensive. And because I haven't been able to format it, that was the reason why I had not moved forward with it. But I'm happy to report that, yes, that research was completed.
Okay, perfect.
That's perfect. And what I'll do is I'll get that information. I'll sit down with our building official to make sure, to review the numbers. And we'll share that with the commission when it's formatted in an understandable way.
And Mayor, with your permission, and town manager, with your permission, while we sit in the future with the town manager to check the permit fees and so like that based on our operations, I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that the permit fees need to be evaluated in a basis. So any changes that happen will be on the next fiscal year, and we'll propose that if depending on this condition, I will appreciate if you can authorize the town manager into hire a third-party fees verification. We may not want to hear what they have to say, but we don't need to accept it, but at least it's a third-party for phone verification. That way we are not only in comparison to other building departments, it's not a city, it's building departments of the same size of ours, and the type of operation project income that we have. There's all the things get involved that is.
Hold on one second, Miguel. I'm sorry. Vice Mayor, can you mute your mics, please? Thank you.
Okay, so it wasn't me feeling like this was going real choppy.
No, you were right. You're right. But it wasn't you.
Okay.
Okay. And that not necessarily has to be that we have to be like other municipalities, because that never happens. We cannot compare ourselves to Fort Lauderdale, Pompano, or any other locations. It needs to be, not even with West Park. Operations are totally different, and the condition has to be unique for every building department. That's why you don't have a one size fits all. So on that basis, I would like to request, now that we are talking, Attorney Ryan, you let me know if I am out of line or I'm not requesting something that is not appropriate, to authorize us to, during your hiatus time, or vacation time, that we contacted a company to verify our permit fees and to analyze our operations and everything, in order to be clear with that request that the commission made several years ago. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Wait, isn't that what the clerk said has just been prepared? Was the comparison?
I believe that the clerk mentioned that it was done in-house, and I'm requesting for a third-party verification if is willing to pay it. The fees, of course, that will we will have an answer in accordance to the state statutes, and we will have a third party, not only the staff, but it will be correct. Now, what I'm saying is, for the most part, be careful what you ask for.
I think that's more of an administrative request that should be directed to the town manager, not to the town attorney.
Okay. No. I'm asking you if you am out of the line by asking the town commission. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, Madam Mayor, Madam Mayor, am I on mute?
I'm on mute. Sorry. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I think they clearly need direction and help. So let's just get everything in a row. This money, this will probably come out of the building department funds. McGill?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, so that's good. So then the next thing is, how much of a limit do we have to put an amount on there, JC? Attorney Ryan? How do you want me to make a motion? I'm ready to make a motion for you, McGill.
First of all, I appreciate if you approve the advisory board. Second, that you approve the 3-member panel for the advisory board on the individuals that I just mentioned. And third, to apply the research of the fees by a third party. How much that's going to be, until we have a quote from that third party, we cannot ascertain how much that's going to be.
Okay, so you want me to take care of the first one, Madam Mayor? What, did we get the 3 people to start the system?
Yeah, I have a resolution for that, Vice Mayor Clark.
Okay.
On the first 2 items that were brought up. It's a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, establishing the Pembroke Park Building Inspections Fund Advisory Board, designating the Advisory Board Member Selection Committee, superseding conflicting resolutions to provide an effective date, whereas Chapter 553 Florida statutes regulates building construction standards for the state of Florida, whereas Section 553.80 Florida statutes relates to the establishment of building inspection fee schedules and the establishment of a local government building inspections fund advisory board by local governments relating to the use of building inspection fees in their respective jurisdiction. And whereas the local government building inspections fund advisory board must consist of 5 members of the construction stakeholder community. And whereas the town commission desires to establish the building inspections fund advisory board and appoint the advisory board selection committee at this time. Now therefore be it resolved by the town commission of the town of Pembroke Park, Florida, that the town commission hereby creates the Pembroke Park Building Inspections Fund Advisory Board. Section 2, that the town commission hereby designates the town manager, the budget and finance director, and the chief building official to be the selection committee for the members of the Pembroke Park Building Inspections Fund Advisory Board. Section 3, that the town building of the Pembroke Park Building Inspections Advisory Board shall have all authority granted to it in Section 553.80 Florida statutes. Section 4, that all resolutions or parts of resolutions of conflict with any finish its conflict. Section 5, this resolution shall be enforced and take effect in front of adoption.
Motion to adopt. I already beat you to it. I was 2 seconds faster.
No.
Second.
It was a tie.
Yeah. Well, Ray got in on that second real quick, so.
Yeah, saw that.
All right, is there any further discussion? And then I have a question for the attorney. So they are on the initial selection committee, and then who will be making selections as people resign, retire, or whatever? Would that be back up to the commission, or would that be up to the manager, finance, and building official going forward?
Yeah, there would be, those three individuals are ex officio, but by their office, they are on this committee. So if they change hands, if there's a different manager, if the different building official or budget director, then there would be, the person who assumes that office would be on this committee. So those persons are the committee selection going forward. If there ends up being a vacancy on the actual board, they would vote for the replacement individual.
Okay, that's what I was asking. I wanted clarification. Okay. All right, any other discussion?
Vice Mayor, please mute your phone.
Does it, does it have to be a 3-person selection committee?
It's not required by statute, but it was in my discussion with Mr. Nunez that you thought that would be appropriate to get the input from, since it deals with finance, of course, somebody from the finance department, since it deals with the building official, the building department, obviously him, and then the manager, so that he is always aware of what's going on in the town.
Okay. No, I was asking that just because I know in the past, Todd had a lot of interaction with the building department. So that's why I was going to ask if also Public Works could also be on the selection committee.
Oh, is that okay with you? Yeah. Oh, yes, Madam Mayor, excellent point. So we should add that to it, Attorney Ryan?
Yes.
We vote. I will recommend to leave it exactly like that because that's an odd number. And as a panel, we all have the same level. The moment that you put an equal number, if something happens, who's going to be the breaking tie? So I would suggest to leave it in 3 or increase it to 5. And I think 5 is going to be too much. So
why there are 5 of us?
For a panel of selecting a board, I believe that's too many people, but that's my opinion, and I just pass that to you as a recommendation. But besides that, you're the commission. You decide I follow your advice.
Okay.
Yeah, Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Commissioners, you could add 2 more people, and then that would be an uneven. And who is going to be backup in case one of them are absent?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Okay, so then who would you select as the 5th? Would you want a business owner in the community, or who would you want?
Yeah, I think if we could get another professional, I think that would be excellent. Plus the public service.
Okay.
I will have to advise the board to read the state statute. I'm sorry, the commission to read the state statute. What we're talking about is okay, you're talking about the selecting committee, not the board itself.
The selection committee, yes.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'm sorry. For whatever reason, I thought it was the board, because the board has to be only for stakeholders of the community. Stakeholders is only persons who deal with the building department.
Mm-hmm.
So do as you suggested, Madam Mayor, do the public service director and an individual from our community, as long as Attorney says it's okay. So we'll amend that. It'll be 5 people.
Okay. Okay. Chris?
Who's the 5th person?
Yeah, that's who I'd like to know.
A
Okay.
business person from the community, someone from Seneca or Prologis or one of our business people.
Those are the people. Those are the people that are going to be on the board. This committee is just to appoint the board, and then from that point, the board does all the heavy lifting. This is just to put the people on the board to get them started. Their duties are going to be real cursory, just to get 5 stakeholders, put them on the board, and then let the board do the reviews of the inspection fees and things of that nature.
Okay.
I respectfully state that I think you're okay with 3, and that would achieve the purpose. I mean, there actually could have been 1, but Mr. Nunez wanted to distribute it to a couple of different individuals so that he could get input from them. I think going 5, you start bringing in somebody from the outside, then you're kind of making a bigger selection committee than you really need. If you go through the 3, you get it done. You go forward, you pick the advisory board, then they go to work.
Well, Madam Mayor, you need the public service director, and you could have code enforcement. You can pick 5 people. We could pick 5, and it'll be vetted. I would go with the 5. We do other things and make it vetted. It's an excellent concept. So you add public service and code enforcement.
Okay.
Let me go ahead
I
and
would
read.
agree because those two do have more input, especially code enforcement. He's out there in the community, so he knows these people.
Right. Okay. Then there would be an amendment to section 2 that states that the town commission hereby designates the town manager, the town budget and finance director, the chief building official, public services director, and the code enforcement supervisor to the selection committee for the members of the Pembroke Park Building Inspections Fund Advisory Board.
Yep. Motion to adopt. I make that amendment.
Okay. Who seconded? I don't remember.
Commissioner DeVille seconded.
Seconded.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Ray?
Mayor?
Okay, no, I was asking Ray, is he fine with the
Oh,
amendment?
sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call?
The motion is to go ahead and to establish an advisory board to pick out the board members. And it is for 5 panels of individuals within the town. Adding on to the current resolution, Public Services Director and the Supervisor of Code Enforcement. Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen.
No, I think we should stick with the 3.
Commissioner DeVille.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so
Well, that was for the amendment. Now you need to vote on the resolution. The resolution as amended.
roll call.
Resolution as amended, is it the same, Vice Mayor and Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so. Okay, motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Cohen. Commissioner Cohen.
No.
Commissioner DeVille.
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Jacobs. Clerk Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion passes. Please put your mics on mute. Thank you.
Okay, the last item is the add-on that I had for attorney's fees. I have received a request to go into the OIG's office. And pursuant to the ordinance that we passed, it allows for, upon approval by the town commission, for the retention of an outside attorney to be paid on a monthly basis. So I am asking that the town cover the attorney that I had retained originally in 2000. What happened? You're waving, Gina. Okay. So okay.
What's going on?
I have no idea. I haven't gone in yet, so.
Oh,
I've received a request to go into the the Office of the Inspector General.
oh, so you don't know what it is?
So I have an idea, but I don't know what else they're gonna ask me when I get in there, because once you get in there, they ask you everything under the sun. So they've sent numerous requests, numerous emails. They have not sent in scope for this. So I am asking that I am asking to utilize section F of the 2018 ordinance, which was also in the original ordinance, which says that you can, upon approval of the town commission for the retention of an outside attorney, to be paid on a monthly basis instead of seeking reimbursement. So that's what I'm asking for.
I'm confused, so I want to ask Chris this. Now, Chris, didn't we do a resolution that you had to hire your own personal attorney, and that you would be reimbursed? Can we do a resolution to that? And then after you were found innocent, and I was found
No, okay. The town codified its prior policy. The town had commission had adopted a policy by resolution in the past relating to this. And in 2018, the town adopted an ordinance setting forth all the definitions and the purpose and the procedures for any town official to request counsel to represent them in matters that are related to their actions taken in the scope and in the course of their official duties or employment with the town. So that's what the mayor is asking, is that the town go ahead and appoint or authorize her to retain counsel to represent her, which she goes before the Office of Inspector General for her interview. And then all the conditions for payment are set forth in the ordinance. And it's there. I don't know which part of it you need to know in particular, but it's of record.
Gina, I have the copy of the resolution right here if you would like to see it. It is.
Yeah, but the resolutions have been superseded by the ordinance. The ordinance is now what.
No, this is the ordinance, the 1810-03 on page 3, section F of section 2-76 purpose. Section F says to provide upon approval by the town commission for the retention of.
2018.
This is the 2018. This is the very last one, Gina. This is page 3 of it.
This is why I'm getting confused. I thought we had to hire our own attorney, and then after that, we would reimburse. But now you have to be reasonable too. You just can't hire some big time attorney, and then the town has, the town has to pay for it.
Gina?
Yeah.
The resolution says to provide reimbursement of legal. I'm reading to you the resolution. So let me read to you the resolution. Do you want me to read the entire 6 pages? Or do you want me to hand you a copy?
No, I want you to read it.
Okay, so ordinance 18-10-03. You want all 6 pages read? Because I'm literally highlighting section F. You have the option of either asking for reimbursement, or you have the option of asking the town upon approval by the town commission for the retention of an outside attorney to be paid to the attorney on a monthly basis. So I'm asking to utilize that aspect of the ordinance dated 18-10-03.
Chris, what do you
instead of paying
on this? Chris,
I'm here. What she's asking for the approval to retain the attorney as provided in the ordinance. It's up to the commission to determine what they want to do going forward.
Go ahead, Ray.
Is there a limit to the fees, the attorney fees?
Yeah, the payment of the attorney fees has to be approved by the commission. There's conditions for payment has to be approved by the commission, and whoever the individual is has to follow the provisions of the ordinance as to as reimbursement and presentation of the bills. Okay.
Are there any other questions? There's only two of us on the screen right now.
I'm on the phone. I'm here.
Commissioner Cohen, Vice Mayor Clark, we need to see you. Vice Mayor Clark?
I think it's the Wi-Fi because there's little boxes. It's not a pause.
No, I see the boxes as well, and I don't.
I can't hear words you're saying, so they cut me off.
Oh.
No,
You're talking to yourself. I don't know.
we're looking for your video. You're not on here. Here,
Oh, tell Mark to come downstairs.
Mark.
Mark, at the present time, both Vice Mayor Clark and Commissioner Cohen, we're not seeing them up on the monitor. And there's one little box in beige in Commissioner Cohen Square. Mark?
Let me call him.
There's to check it out.
Oh.
Well, you know what? While y'all do that, since there are a couple of you here, I can go and have them make copies of the 2018 ordinance, which states it so that everybody has a copy of it, as well as the 2013 ordinance, 2012. So that way everybody has a copy of it. But this is the 2018 ordinance that was passed. And I'm just asking to utilize the section that does not have me paying upfront, but having the town have the agreement, which is part of the ordinance. So let me know when everybody's up. I'm gonna get Joy to make these photocopies. So let me highlight it in pink. Oh, perfect. It's not mine this time, it's theirs.
Sure. Oh.
Hold on, everybody. The two commissioners are connected onto the Comcast circuit. That's the one that dropped. It's coming back up. So we'll have to reestablish them in the meeting. Give me a couple minutes.
Hey, Mark, can you hear me?
Yes.
Commissioner Cohen is looking for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm down in her office. I mean, I'm
Oh,
down in
okay.
the office where she was.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I came there. No problem.
Am I the only one up?
I'm here.
Okay, wait, who's that?
I'm
Chris?
trying to get
I'm
Commissioner Cohen. I'll back up. I'll be right
I'm here too, guys. I'm just
Okay.
over the phone. Everyone
Okay.
else ran away.
Okay. Yeah, that video. Okay, I was confused just now with where my video went too.
You know what? I'm just gonna have Commissioner Cohen come up to my office. This way she can get on. Okay, for right
Okay.
now. I'll be right back.
Okay, I can see
We're
Ray.
heading upstairs.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Mark. I have the laptop with me and Ray's picture on it, but the iPad only has the original screen.
I'm not following you, but okay. I'd have to come down and look at it. Let me get Commissioner Cohen
You
set
know
up and I'll come right back
The
down.
one that's a special commission meeting organizer and presenter. Well, if Howard's up, I think we're fine. I don't see Howard on this one, so I don't know. It's only two of us on your master screen.
I'm still here. FYI.
Ooh, you sound robotic now. Oops. Hey, Jay.
Everybody, I'm just gonna have Commissioner Cohen be on the audio in my office. She's on my phone, okay? Marlon, is that all right? Hello? Yeah. Hello? Anybody there?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mark.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her my phone. I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna need Wi-Fi mark on the screen.
Hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
Well, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Who am I speaking to?
This is JC.
Oh, JC.
Something's going on.
Yeah, we can hear you. But where's the Wi-Fi here? Wi-Fi here needs to come back on my line. I don't know.
Hold on.
We have a connection.
Call back in, hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Can everybody hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, but y'all sound like robots.
Yeah, everybody is. It's something in the room.
All right. Here's a nice there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on. Go downstairs and check on the vice. I'll be right back.
All right. Can I go in JC's room?
I'm right here.
No, it's fine.
Commissioner, when you want to come in, use my hand.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that's
And
fine.
then you can turn on the camera and you can use it. Get you back on screen. I was just going, she's going to be my mic here.
Mark, did you get everyone to start sounding like a robot? Mark? Mark? Marlon? Ray? Anybody?
I hear you. What's up? I'm sorry. I'm here.
I hear you too.
I hear
You're saying
you.
Mark.
Wait.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Okay.
I'm like, wait, is anyone? I felt alone. Okay. Okay, I think I hear Gina, but Gina's the one that sounds like a robot right now. Everybody else has been perfectly clear.
Okay. Well, I'll sound like a robot. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right.
You have major echo, Commissioner. You have major echo.
I do.
Look and see. Are you in my area?
No, she's in JC's office.
Where are you? If you don't mind, go to the employee lounge. In there, you don't get this feedback because Susie's also on the call. That's why.
Oh wait, where's
Hold on,
Miguel? Miguel sounded fine.
These are
Maybe
noise
she needs to go in
canceling.
Miguel's office.
It cuts out all the background noise. Plus it's an earbud. So
7 hours from our go to Glenwood Towers.
Okay.
JC, mute yourself for a second. Mute yourself.
4 hours to take us to.
Who's talking in the background?
That's Commissioner Jacobs is talking.
That's me. I'm sorry. I'm in the background. I didn't mute.
Okay, I know 15 and 16 are also unmuted, so I'm not sure who 15 and 16 are.
JC, go on now to see if, unmute yourself to see if I get feedback. Hello? Nope, you sound like a robot.
All right, let me take that mask off. Can you hear me?
No.
You still a robot?
Do me a
This
favor.
sounds horrible.
Do me a favor, either tell Susie to sit with you so that she can hear the meeting, because that may be the issue. If you got Susie, Mark, and you right there in the same vicinity, that may be it.
But they were fine all this time.
I understand.
Like, it just got right to the very last issue. Like, give me 2 minutes. Listen, let me make a motion and 2 minutes in and get it done. And y'all can play with the rest of this later.
Okay, we're tied in live.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
but I don't
live.
see you. I don't see you, Howard.
Okay, you can't see me. The thing crashed.
On the phone.
I'm on the phone.
Oh, geez. All right, we need one more person visible.
Well, on the phone, you could still press the button so we see
I'm
you.
here.
The landline.
We're on the
Commissioner
landline. Landline.
But on the landline, you have a button, and in that button shows the video, and you could share the camera the same way.
Where are you at, Howard?
In the conference room.
Okay, hold on.
No, sir. It sounds like a robot. Is Mark in the other room next to you?
Hold on.
I'm gonna log back in.
Mark is in the conference room.
With you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them up.
Okay, you need to go see JC, Mark. I'm sorry, but he sounds like a robot. We cannot understand him at all.
Drop.
Turn that phone. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting him up. JC, I'll be right with you. Commissioner, here you are. Take that phone off.
We're back. Okay, I see 3 commissioners.
I'm gonna go see JC in a second.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let me go. There you are. Can I borrow this because it has his numbers?
Yeah.
I'll be back. All right, who are we going to see? JC?
JC.
All right. I'll be back.
How come we can't get sound?
If everybody could mute their
I know.
devices, please. Mute your devices. JC, try talking now.
Testing 1, 2, testing.
Okay, we can hear you now.
I'll be muting myself right now, just in case.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Everybody's playing musical chairs. Yes, yes, Commissioner, I do hear you.
Okay, I'm trying to go on my my iPad.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for how to get on here. Where's the thing you sent it to me?
The link?
Yeah.
Okay, just go to the go-to meeting and on the top type in the number. Here's the number.
Wait. I'm looking for the thing that you sent me. Hold on. Oh, here it is. I got it. I found it. It's loading.
Okay. You're loading the meeting?
Yes, is the mayor, where's the mayor?
You're sitting now where the mayor was before. She stepped away to help out with Vice Mayor's connection, and now we've lost her.
I just have to find Commissioner Cohen and get her.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, I'm on right now. Let's see.
I'm gonna go down to the meeting room where you were. I'll be right there.
Oh, boy.
The vice mayor is okay. Ray hasn't moved. That's why he's got good audio and video. Look at that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Commissioner, we hear you.
I
We
can
don't
hear you.
see
Okay,
but we hear you.
Mayor, my
I
question.
can't see you, but I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
My question.
Yes, we can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay.
But I don't have a third person on video. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
do now.
Attorney Ryan, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying it's okay and it's in the ordinance, correct?
Yeah, you can, right, you can either reimburse the fees when they're paid, or you can authorize payment on a monthly basis.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Now, my question to Mayor Mohammed, the sheriff, what are they calling you, and is there a record of this? Did they send you a letter? Because I would like to know.
Didn't Joy just give you a copy of the email?
I did not get a copy of anything.
Joy has a copy of the email. They sent numerous emails.
From the,
Amy Schmidt.
okay, because I had gotten, when did you get this letter?
There were two emails, one June 12th, and I forgot what the other date is.
I got neither. So can I please get a copy of that? Does the clerk have a copy?
I have no idea.
Oh, here they are. She's giving me one. Can I get there? She said there was two, Joy. Can I get the other ones? She said there's two of them, so I need the other one too.
Commissioner
Okay,
Cohen,
this one is from June 12th. Joy just gave me this one, but this is only the,
But that is the
one that I-
request. Okay, Gina, that is the request for me to come in.
okay, so you don't know why you're going.
When you go in, you don't know what you're called in for. You
Oh.
don't know how many issues they're going to discuss with you.
Okay, I didn't
So
know.
you have
That's why
yes.
I didn't know because no, you're catching me off guard on all this. I had no clue on any of this.
Commissioner Cohen, I also do not have a copy of that email. I do
Okay,
apologize.
so I'm gonna. Well, and you know. All right. Well, Joyce, isn't it? I'm getting really upset. I mean, I would think that the Joy, who is the assistant, would give the clerk a copy because
It didn't
this
go
is
to her. It went directly to my email.
Okay.
As it has in the past, it goes directly to your email.
Okay, because this
It
is the
doesn't
first
go
time.
citywide. It does not
I
go
don't know.
citywide, and none of the other ones have been citywide either.
And Mayor, I just want to make sure that I'm being protected and I'm not doing anything wrong. But as long as the attorney is saying it's okay, then I don't have a problem. So let's move on. But I would like the
Hey, wait
other
a second.
copy of this.
I got a question for the attorney too. Hello?
I'm here.
Yes, oh,
Hey, Chris, I remember reading through this ordinance when we were dealing with the Howard's reimbursement on this. For some reason, and I'm sure you forgive me on this, but I just remember it stating reimbursement. I don't remember it saying, and I believe the reason it's written in there is in case it is covered under, like if you, so say someone made a mistake or someone, in error, but it's covered by the town, then the town would reimburse to pay for it. But if you say did something that wasn't right, that the town doesn't cover, the town's not automatically paying for it. And I believe that's what I read through in the ordinance. It's been a couple months since I read it, but I just remember it stating like reimbursement like 20 times over in it. So
Yeah, well,
I don't remember it saying
Let me
prior.
answer- Yeah, I can answer that question for you,
Okay.
Commissioner Jacobs. In particular, okay, in section 2-276, when it talks about the purpose of this, in this situation, it's one of the cases it could be to provide reimbursement of legal expenses to officials who are subpoenaed or interviewed by another governmental office or agency or investigator or agent thereof, are called as a witness in litigation relating to town matters arising out of in connection with the performance of the official duties while serving a public purpose. Then the next section says the term prevail and successfully defend include those cases that end in a settlement provided no guilt has been admitted. Reimbursement of attorney fees will also be allowed in those cases where an official followed established administrative policy and sought and followed the advice of the town attorney regardless of the outcome of the litigation. Then the next section states that to provide upon approval by the town commission for retention of an outside attorney to be paid on a monthly basis. Now that's the portion that the mayor is asking you to approve at this time would be the reimbursement under 276 F for reimbursement of retaining of an outside attorney. Now, as to the reimbursement and identification policy, there is a provision that states, this is in the next section, 2-277 E. It states officials who request approval to retain an outside attorney to be paid on a monthly basis related to matters contained in this section. Pursuant to section 111.07 for the statutes, however, an attorney's fees paid from public funds for any official who's found to be personally liable by virtue of acting outside the scope of his or her official capacity, or was acting in bad faith, in malicious purpose, or in any manner exhibiting wanton and willful disregard of human rights, safety, or property, may be recovered by the town in a civil action against such official after 180 days from the conclusion of the civil action. Any fees paid from public funds for an official who is found guilty or pleads no contest in a criminal proceeding may be recovered by the town in a civil action against such official after 180 days after the conclusion of the criminal proceeding. So it states that if you go in front of a board and you offer testimony and you get cleared of everything, then the town pays for your legal fees for your representation. In the event that you appear in front of a board or get charged with a crime or anything like that, and you're not cleared, then you have to reimburse the town for any attorney fees that have been paid on your behalf.
And is there a certain amount that the attorney has to charge you? It doesn't have to. It has to be a reasonable amount.
That's generally the bills have been presented post service and they've been approved where the commission has an opportunity to review them. If you want to pay, if you're going to approve payment in advance as being requested, then you can you need to know what the hourly fee is and what the amount would be, and so you can make a determination as to reasonableness going forward, and you can put a limitation on the amount of the payment.
Okay. Now my next question, may I, Mayor?
Go right ahead.
Okay. I have the letter in front of me that Joy just brought in here and handed it to me Friday, June the 12th. Okay. Okay, and you said there was another one dated what date?
I believe it was the 15th or something, 16th, something like that. I'm not sure.
Of June?
Yes, both of them are June.
Okay. Okay, can I get that, please? Can you have her bring that to me?
She doesn't have a copy of it. It's in my email.
Okay, can you send that to the clerk?
Sure.
Okay, and then she has a copy and then I can see that. And so that means if we get a letter.
Well, there's some other emails that's floating around that I haven't seen yet that they're claiming as well. So I don't have access to those because I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, but I want to make sure that, okay, so Chris, you're saying that, so if I get a letter tomorrow, like a sheriff, okay, and they want to speak to me, then my attorney, I can go out and get an outside attorney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I just
but
want to make sure.
it's all subject to approval by the commission, though. You know, the payments are all subject to approval by the commission, right? And in this
So if
situation.
you're gonna approve one, you have to approve everybody, right? I mean, we're all.
Right, yeah, that's correct. And well, you approve the fee and going forward. Like I said, in the past, it's always been approval of fees after the bill has been presented to the client. And this is the first time where an elected official or any official is asked for to bring on an attorney by retainer.
No, there's happened.
No, Annette did that originally with Larry Davis.
With Howard and the sheriff, and they were reimbursed. That's why.
Yeah, but they were paired.
I was not reimbursed. Gina, I was not reimbursed. The town paid directly to Mr. Williams. I never touched the check or the money.
Well,
Larry Davis was paid directly. Larry Davis for Annette was paid directly to the city as well.
But Howard was reimbursed.
Howard was the only one that paid himself and sought the reimbursement.
All right. I just want to make sure that we're all equal here.
Okay, Madam Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Madam Mayor, and with the attorney listening, I would like to move this thing forward. So Attorney Ryan, if you could tell me what type of motion we need, what we need to do here, I'll be more than happy to make it.
Mayor is asking you to approve retaining law firm Levi Williams, Attorney Levi Williams to represent her in the matters before the Office of Inspector General and to pay the attorney for that, subject to review and approval at a later date.
And it would be monthly, paid monthly.
Right.
Okay, so make that change.
Your motion.
Okay, so it'll be made monthly. So I'm gonna make that motion that her attorney fees are paid on a monthly
And a
basis.
reasonable.
Well,
that'd be approved by the commission.
Okay.
Yeah. Attorney Ryan, would you spell out what I need to make and then I'll make it? Tell me what I need to make. Give me the language, Attorney Ryan, if you may, if I may.
I'm writing it out. Hold on.
Okay, good.
He's got to spell it out. All right, and
Pen's frozen again.
Shara,
Yes, ma'am.
I have to give the clerk this one for the record. This. Okay.
Oh, we'll get another copy for you.
All right, but you'll get me one. I just want to make sure, 'cause first time I'm hearing about this.
Okay, so it'd be a motion to approve the request of Mayor Bashir Mohammed to retain the services of Levi Williams to represent her as counsel in matters before the Office of the Inspector General with fees for such bills services to be subject to later approval by the town commission.
And fees are to be paid on a monthly basis.
Right, you can add that, yes.
Okay, so I make that motion.
Second.
Okay. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, let me just ask one other question, so we have it on the record. And this is legal, right, Attorney Ryan?
Yes.
No. Okay, so your
And
answer.
it's in our ordinance, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Call the roll.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Clark, seconded by Commissioner DeVille, Commissioner Cohen.
And Chris, this is legal, correct?
Yes.
And I want a safe harbor letter too. Yes.
For what reason?
Oh, just to make sure.
Written request.
Commissioner
Shut
DeVille.
up, Howard. You're the one that always wants one too. I want to be
Yes.
protected.
No, he's already made a statement.
Clerk
Commissioner.
Commissioner Jacobs. Clerk Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Is it best, Mayor Mohammed, for you to abstain from this motion since this would benefit you?
Chris, do you need me to abstain?
I would recommend that you do.
Okay, so then I abstain.
Okay.
Can you give me the form? Oh, no. Can Susie give me the form?
I can forward it to you.
Okay.
Or I could have Susie forward it to you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay.
Well,
Are there any other?
let me, yeah. I just want to be clear here. Attorney Ryan.
Yep.
Attorney, okay, procedurally, did we do this right now? And the mayor is protected, she abstained.
Yes, right. The commission reviewed her request, approved it. She abstained.
And she abstained. Okay, very good. That's good. Okay.
Are there any comments? Because this is your last meeting before we go on vacation.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Who am I
if I
hearing, Mark?
could- I'm sorry, it's me, Marlon. I just wanted to bring a couple of things to your attention. I sent you a code enforcement member application, just requesting if you guys can look at it, let me know if I can proceed with a background check. I didn't want to go through with a background check without making sure that there were no conflicts. So if you could please let me know about that, I would greatly appreciate it. Second thing is that virtual meetings have been extended until August 1st. So at the present time, we are all the way up to August 1st. So those are just my comments to you.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have any comments they want to make?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Clerk.
Thank you and welcome aboard. Even though you've been here
Yes,
for a
and
while.
congratulations.
All right,
Is
thank
the
you
meeting
guys.
officially over?
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Tie. Second.
Sarah, aye.
That's a tie.
This conference is no
I'll
longer
see you in
being
3 minutes.
recorded.
Bye, everybody. Thank you
Bye,
very
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Good hearing from you, Commissioner James.